Welcome back to another video. We learned all about seed cycling 101 today. So, for everybody that doesn't know me, my name is Monika with the K. Here are all the accolades, but that's not why y'all here. Y'all here to learn what seed cycling is and why this lady is talking about eating some sunflower seeds. I'm about to tell y'all real quick, but a little bit about Twisted Intimacy and what it's all about. My brand is all about helping Black millennial women, especially, reconnect with their bodies, reconnect with their minds, and their womb space, because a lot of us get shamed into not loving ourselves just because of the way we naturally are. And I'm here to break societal standards when it comes to all of this. So, talking about womb health, talking about mindfulness and moving your body and using your pelvis and all these things. I love talking about all this. So, let's go ahead and get started and learn all about seed cycling. So, how are you on your period? Are you usually happy or are you miserable or something on the in between? I'm gonna give y'all 2 seconds to figure this out. All right. Usually, I know for me now, I'm in the in between because I'm rebalancing my hormones because myself did not get the best of sleep when I was at a convention, and I'm still being affected by that. So get y'all sleep when y'all can, but just know that if you feel miserable on your period, seed cycling is an answer for you. It's not the fix for this. Okay, it's an answer. There's multiple things that can affect your period. But when you're somebody with that's a cyclical being, which means that you have your uterus, you have your ovaries, and things of that nature, you have different phases of your cycle each and every month. And remember, society is not built for people that have uteruses and that have these ebbs and flows in their cycle. It's just not. The 9 to 5 life is not for us. I'm sorry, it's not the way they got it right now. Working out every single day of the week was not made with us in mind, because again, we have different ebbs and flows. If I am in ovulation, yeah, I can lift that 100-pound weight. But if I'm about to start my period, you better give me a snack and a pillow or something so I can rest somewhere. I'm not about to do all this extra stuff. So just know that you're not crazy when you start feeling like life is life and you can't keep up. Guess what? It wasn't built for us, but we can learn how to flow with our cycles when we know. You have 4 phases. Think of it as the 4 seasons. You have menstruation, your follicular phase, ovulation or ovulatory, and your luteal phase. When it comes to menstruation, a healthy period lasts between 3 and 7 days. 3 and 7. If it's below or above that, you might have some hormonal imbalances going on. Your energy levels are really low. Like I mentioned before, you need to rest or do some gentle flow activities. Don't be outside running a 5K on your period. I'm sorry, you're going to pass out if you don't prepare your body correctly. So I mean, you have the choice to do whatever you want, but I'm just letting y'all know that might be the best. But you want to give your body some extra care, nutrition, and a lot more calories. Like, please do not starve yourself when you're on your period. Some signs of imbalance include heavy or painful periods, PMS symptoms, if your period is longer than 7 days, if you have large clots that are bigger than a quarter, okay, that's a sign of imbalance. Absent or irregular periods, mood changes while you're bleeding, and extreme lack of energy. If you feel like you literally cannot get out of bed, like it is disrupting you from going to school or actually doing your job and working, that's definitely a sign of imbalance, and you don't ignore this. These symptoms are not normal, guys. We should still feel okay when we're on our period. Yes, we might be a little bit more tired than usual because our energy levels are low, but we should not feel that drain where we can't function. Okay, that please seek medical assistance if that is happening to you. If any of these things are happening to you, please seek medical assistance. Your next phase is your follicular phase. This begins right after your period stops. And this lasts between 5 and 7 days. You'll start to notice that your libido increases. You'll begin to see the presence of cervical mucus. And yes, there's supposed to be some type of discharge, but just remember that if you have questions or anything, please seek medical attention, because again, sometimes you might need that. And then energy levels are also increasing as well. So you can feel like you can go back to your normal workout routines. You can go back to work and feel fine and feel like you're able to function and stuff like that. But some signs of imbalance that you might want to take track of is if you have acne, vaginal dryness, low estrogen symptoms, low libido, fatigue, and delayed ovulation. So if you have any of these things, again, please seek medical attention, but keep note of all of this too. During your ovulatory or your ovulation phase, this is when your egg is released and your body is saying it's safe enough to bring life into this world. Where is the sperm? That is what your body is saying. And what you'll start to notice is that you might want to be a little bit more social. You might want to go on some dates. You might want to pounce on somebody. I've heard it all. So you definitely want to take advantage of this energy. And you can also do your negotiations if you have to present, if you have to be outside, or if you have to go to conferences and stuff. This is the best time to do that when you're ovulating. And again, your libido is very, very high because your body's saying, I want to make life with somebody. Just know that you probably will want to pounce on somebody. And again, I have heard it all. These are really true things that occur. So a sign that you might not might have imbalance is if you're not ovulating. So there are ways to track when you ovulate and when you don't. There's strips, there's the thermal body temperature. There are different things out there. So different video for a different day though. And last but not least, we have our luteal phase. In our luteal phase, it begins right after ovulation. And what I've noticed is that the luteal phase can be broken down into two parts. Your first half, you're still coming down from your ovulation phase. So you'll still have a little bit more energy. You still can do some things. But what you'll start to notice that because it lasts between 10 and 14 days, that week right after that first week, your energy levels are going to start getting lower. You probably are going to experience a lot more PMS symptoms and all of these things. But just know that you experiencing PMS is not normal. So whatever your PMS symptoms are, please write them down so that you know what's going on with your body. And signs of imbalance, again, the severe, I would say severe PMS, but also too, it's like if you have PMS, like that's typically your body saying like there's imbalances. Low progesterone, trouble getting pregnant, and very short cycles. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Which means that it's less than 26 days. And everybody is different and everybody has their normal. So I definitely want to encourage you guys if you see this and say, well, my period's only 25 days. I don't know. If that is your normal, like again, speak with your medical professional, but also you know your body better than anyone. So but just know if it's less than 26 days, we might have some imbalances going on. So I say all of this because you need to know that before you start seed cycling. Seed cycling is the easiest thing in the world. All you need is a combination of 4 different seeds at different phases of your cycle. The first one is pumpkin seeds and brown flax seeds. The second one is sesame seeds and sunflower seeds. So all you got to do is take a tablespoon of each of these seeds, put it in a grinder, and voila. You do it during different phases of your cycle. So menstruation, I'm kind of jumping ahead with everything, but it's so easy to do, y'all. A tablespoon, 1 tablespoon is all you need of each of these seeds, but you do 2 of them during certain phases of your cycle. And fun fact for my folks that are perimenopausal or in that space in life, you take a combination of all 4. Okay. So fun fact for y'all. Anyways, these help with hormonal imbalance and digestion. So, fun fact I like to tell everybody when they start seed cycling is if you are not used to eating healthy or healthier or getting fiber in your diet, I promise you this gonna give you something. So, you might use the bathroom just a tad bit more than you typically do if you're somebody that doesn't normally get fiber and all of these things in. So you got to use the bathroom a little bit more. Using the bathroom is good. All right. Just know that using the bathroom is good. Bowel movements are great. but you definitely want to monitor if it's like too intense or whatever. So seed cycling has been around for a long time, just like cycle syncing. But for whatever reason, we don't know exactly where it originated from, but just know that back in the late 2000s, that's when it became more popularized over here. So I wish I could tell y'all more because stuff like that always fascinates me. But just know it has ancient origins. So you heard me mention about pumpkin seeds, but why this combination? Why pumpkin seeds? So pumpkin seeds have zinc in it, which promotes progesterone production later in the cycle. It supports immune function as well. And it also has magnesium, which helps relax his muscles and reduce PMS symptoms. Has iron, which replenishes iron loss during your menstruation, because we bleeding and some of us bleed a little bit heavier, so got to replenish. And then vitamin E, which supports healthy cervical fluid and ovarian function. So that's why pumpkin seeds are part of this. Brown flax seeds have and y'all don't be laughing at me if I mispronounce some of these words. Lignans, which are phytoestrogens that support estrogen metabolism and may help regulate estrogen levels. Omega-3 fatty acids, ALA, they have anti-inflammatory and supports hormonal communication. So you definitely want that. You get that from like salmon. On that. Vitamin B1, it supports energy production in your nervous system. Magnesium, which supports your stress response and hormone detoxification. And zinc, again, assists in follicle development and immunal support. So again, with your pumpkin seeds and your brown flax seeds, that's why they're a good pairing together, because you're getting a lot of the vitamins and nutrients that you may not be able to get through your just your regular diet, especially here in the United States, which kind of sucks. With sesame seeds, look, y'all probably like, Monika, she cannot pronounce this word. Lignans help modulate estrogen and support progesterone balance. Calcium, it eases cramps and supports nervous system. Magnesium supports restful sleep and reduce PMS. Iron prevents fatigue and supports blood health. And zinc and copper, which it's crucial for progesterone and production and immunal health. So sesame seeds, again, this is also a good form of getting those in. And with sunflower seeds, vitamin E, which boosts your progesterone levels and protects the uterine lining. Selenium supports liver detoxification of excess hormones, which is really, really good. Protect your liver, y'all. Your liver is way more important than we really think. Magnesium calms the nervous system and reduces irritability. And B vitamins, especially B6, it supports mood regulation and progesterone synthesis. So y'all keep noticing that progesterone is really, really important, right? And progesterone is created when you ovulate. So ovulation and progesterone go just like this. So we want to make sure that we're ovulating in order to be balanced. Okay. So again, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but in your follicular menstruation phases, you want to take 1 tablespoon of grounded up pumpkin seeds and brown flax seeds. Make sure they're organic and make sure you're putting them in a grinder. You can put these in anything, your smoothie, oatmeal. I was in a pickle and I definitely put it on sandwiches, pizza, in my spaghetti. Because sometimes you got to do what you got to do. In soup, you can put your seeds in almost anything. And then also in your luteal and your ovulation phases, you want to do sesame and sunflower seeds. So just a tablespoon of each, grind it up, and then eat that. I typically get questions about what can I put them in? And like I said, my go-to is oatmeal, but you can also be creative and put them in cookies. You can put them in like treats. Problem is though, if you do that, you got to eat all of them to get the amount that is required. Remember, it's pretty much 2 tablespoons of each of those 2 combinations. So remember that when you are making other things, like you got to get that 2 tablespoon amount. Okay. And here are some of my actual results. I promise y'all, back in 2019, I did not like taking full body pictures. And this was the first full body picture I really taken of myself. And again, different story for a different day. But y'all can see that like my face was a lot more puffier. I had this lower belly bloating that did not go away. No matter how much I worked out, no matter how clean I ate, this lower belly bloating did not go away because nobody told me about hormonal imbalances and stuff when I was growing up. Nobody said that these are the side effects. Nobody said that this is your body's way of saying, help me, please, right now. Nobody said any of that. So that's why I'm showing these pictures. This is actual real progress. And y'all probably like, well, Monika, you look so skinny. Da, da, da. No, I promise you guys, I can tell in my face that I had so much weight. And then also I was inflamed. Because another thing that was happening with me, y'all can't see it here or anything, but I have something called hidradenitis suppurativa. And if you guys don't know about that, it's like you get these painful boils and cysts like in places where it can be sweaty, but also anywhere that there's a hair follicle, anywhere. So it's that is part of all of this, right? Like your gut health, your womb health, all this stuff is connected. So anyway, so that was me before. After I started seed cycling, I took a picture and I was like, oh, I started to notice abs. Oh, this is nice. I like that. But I also noticed that lower belly bloating has not been back. And I can tell you what I think happened in a different video from this one. But remember that lower belly area, if it's truly bloating, I promise you it may be a little bit more than bloating. But again, different story for a different day. But anyways, this was me back in 2024, and as y'all can see, more tone. My face definitely slimmed out a little bit more, and I am so proud of myself. I went from a 11 to 13 day cycle to a 5 to 6 day cycle now. More on the 5, but if I'm in balance, it's definitely like 6 or 7. Ask me how I know. But all those symptoms I used to have, like I don't get them anymore. I used to cramp really badly. I used to, like I said, have that lower belly bloating. My cravings were everywhere. I had cystic acne, so I had it like all on my chin, on my cheeks. I would get them on the sides of my temples and like on my forehead and stuff. It was really, really bad, y'all. Because if y'all haven't had cystic hormonal acne before, them shits hurt. The dermatologist and everything, and they couldn't figure out what was going on. So I'm a little upset now, but hey, you live and you learn. But I had all those things. I don't really get those anymore. And if I do, I know that I'm in balance somewhere. So I say all this to y'all because it is so important for us to make sure that we are taking care of our bodies, that we are taking care of what we're putting in and what we're doing to go and flow with our cycles. Okay, so what's next? I told y'all about seed cycling. I told y'all about the phase of the cycle and all these things. Honestly, all you can do now is look at your diet, look at what you're putting in your body, what you're putting and even inside, like your tampons, your pads, stuff like that. That also plays a factor. Check your food intolerances because again, your nutritional health and your gut health does affect your womb health. Check your vitamin D levels too, y'all, because vitamin D they be downplaying it, but vitamin D actually is something your body needs. It acts as a hormone, so get your vitamin D in if you can, but check your levels. Also, begin tracking your body's responses to your daily habits. So, if you're stressed, what happens to your body? If you eat milk or eat something with milk or dairy, and you're lactose intolerant, especially, track what happens. If you can't eat peanuts, or you're not supposed to eat peanuts and you do it anyway, or eat a food that you're not supposed to eat but you eat it anyway, look what happens on your body. But also too, get a seed cycling guide. I personally have one. I created one. It has all the things you need, and I also have a period and body tracker as well to help you track all the measurements and stuff like that. So you need that, come find me. But that's the seed cycling guide there, y'all. And y'all, that combo with the that's a raisin bran with banana and the seeds on top. Again, I got what I needed from it. It was good to me. So, but you can do whatever you need with these seeds. Like I said, I give you a little bit more recipes in this guide, and I do have the seed cycling calendar. It's for 1 month, but I also have one for 12 months and 3 months and stuff like that. So go check that out, y'all. Go check that out. But that's all I got for y'all today. I hope y'all learned something, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.